There's a lot of things that make Cade Cunningham an elite player. We're talking about a top All-NBA player, at least going to be a second team this year. And he just fouled out in this Thunder game. We're recording this mid-game because we're going on a different podcast later. Wanted to get something out for you guys. But Cade Cunningham, what makes him elite is a lot of different things. The pick and roll is one of them. We're going to be breaking down a little bit of what has helped Cade Cunningham in his pick and roll game this year. Majority of it comes from Jalen Duren. But let's get right into some numbers. And he's an elite pick and roll operator, as you can see from the stats here. The big thing is it's impossible to find lob stats. If anybody can link me to something to kind of find how Cade does throwing lobs or lobs off the pick and roll, let me know, because I'd love to incorporate that into these breakdowns. But there's only 3 players with 10-plus points created through the pick and roll. And I think Trey, having these years of experience and a functional team, it shows. Same with Shea here. They are elite pick and roll operators, and Cade's among them as well, through all the dysfunction he's had to deal with. Number 3, there's only 3 players with 10-plus points in the pick and roll game. Points per possession. Cade is at .93, but you also see Trae Young below that. You see Luka just above it. I'm not fretting because if you try to sort it, DeAndre Hunter and Jalen Duren lead in points per possession. And obviously Jalen Duren as the creator, 0.2 per game. So that's a really small sample size. Couldn't find a better way to sort it down. But, I mean, if you're comparing it to these other elite players, Cade's right there. And out of the top 7 in points per game in the pick and roll offense, Cade is 7th in free throw frequency, 8.3. That's an awful, horrendous low number. And that's not on Cade. You see him get hacked when he drives in. And we've broken down a few of these plays before, so you can skip past ones you've already seen. We're going to go kind of quickly through these because pick and roll isn't a sophisticated offense. And I'm not trying to sit here and say, I know basketball more than you. That's why I'm breaking this down. Not at all. I'm just talking about what I see, and hopefully you can say, yeah, I agree with that. Not, oh, you just taught me something. That's not the point of what I do here. Well, the point is just to have some basketball conversations. You can talk in the comments if you disagree about what I say. I mean, this is all just talking. So, getting right in here. First thing I like to look at is Jalen Duren's defender. Initial defender, I should say. This one, it's Andre Drummond. Used to be known as a fast center for his time. Sorry, I keep pausing it. But he's going to front up Cade. Jalen Duren's going to get an easy lane, and you're going to notice that in a majority of these clips. JD, easy dunk. Here again, you see the defender front up Cade. JD gets an easy lane, and then they're tasking Chris Middleton to stop this oop. JD on his head. JD stares him down. Absolutely brutal to the former Piston. And on this play, look at Cade doesn't look directly at JD once. Maybe a foul there. Good thing it wasn't called. Cade just tosses that up, and Jalen Duren just knows where to go. Knows how high to jump. This is the most impressive one for me. Because this is early in the season. You can tell by Cade's hairstyle. But you have 2 lengthy, quick, big men defenders. You have Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner. So Miles Turner gets stuck up by Duren on the pick. Trailing. Miles Turner doesn't really commit to either one, so there could have been a Cade floater here, but it's an easy lob. Halliburton has to stay on Beasley, and Nembhard is actually gambling a little bit. Tobias wide open here, but it's going to be an easy slam for JD. And like I mentioned, the pick and roll is one of the most simple things you can do on the basketball court to create some sort of flow on the offensive end. It's been going on for a long time. People say that's why the NBA sucks is because everyone just uses the pick and roll. But they don't have players like Cade Cunningham that can pick apart the defense and operate and get these lobs to Duren. I mean, you see sometimes with other games, people throw the lobs, they go over their head, and people are like, what are they doing? Every time Cade throws a lob, I am confident it's going to connect. And if it doesn't, I mean, that's just a freak chance right there. And we're going to be on another podcast tonight, the From Half Court Pod, hosted by Sean Murphy, credentialed reporter for the Pistons. We're going to link that in the description. So make sure you check that out. Check out some of my other stuff. Have a great night, y'all.